Welcome to the CompTIA A+ Prepcast presented by baremetalcyber.com. Safety practices are a fundamental part of working in any IT support environment, where technicians are regularly exposed to physical equipment, electrical components, and workplace hazards. These procedures are designed to protect not just the technician, but also the systems and users they support. The A+ certification includes specific requirements for understanding safety in hands-on roles, including topics such as electrostatic discharge, proper handling techniques, and fire prevention. Whether working in a repair lab, a data center, or on-site at a client location, safety knowledge is non-negotiable and directly impacts performance and compliance. Electrostatic discharge, often abbreviated as ESD, is the sudden release of static electricity when two objects with different electrical charges come into contact. This discharge can occur when a technician touches a sensitive component after walking across a carpeted floor or removing a device from its packaging. Although often invisible and unnoticed by the human body, ESD can irreversibly damage internal circuits on motherboards, RAM modules, or expansion cards. Because the effects may not appear immediately, the component may fail hours or days later, making prevention essential. There are several common methods for preventing ESD in the workplace. Using anti-static wrist straps, grounded mats, and anti-static bags helps discharge static safely. Before handling any internal components, technicians should touch a grounded metal object, such as a power supply casing, to equalize potential. Humidity levels should be kept above 40% where possible, as dry air increases the likelihood of static buildup. Technicians should also avoid wearing synthetic clothing that may contribute to static accumulation. Proper equipment handling is another crucial safety skill covered in the certification. Components should always be handled by their edges or chassis, never by chips, pins, or exposed circuitry. Holding a device improperly can transmit oil from skin or static energy that damages delicate parts. Technicians should use both hands to support the weight of heavier items and ensure that they are properly grounded before touching internal parts. These practices help avoid costly errors and maintain the integrity of the equipment being serviced. Lifting and posture are also safety priorities, particularly when dealing with heavy systems such as desktop towers, servers, or uninterruptible power supplies. Technicians should always bend at the knees rather than the waist to reduce strain on the back. If a device is too heavy or awkward to carry alone, help should be requested or a cart used. Dolly carts are especially useful in environments where equipment needs to be moved regularly between rooms or racks. Neglecting lifting technique can result in serious injury and productivity loss. Fire safety is essential in environments with powered electronic equipment. Electrical fires require the use of Class C extinguishers, which are often carbon dioxide or dry chemical models. Technicians must never attempt to extinguish an electrical fire using water, as this can cause further damage and poses a severe electrocution risk. All personnel should know where extinguishers are located and be trained in their use. Regular drills or orientation sessions should reinforce these procedures to ensure quick response during emergencies. When working around power supplies, several precautions must be taken. Devices should be powered off and unplugged, and any capacitors should be discharged before servicing begins. Capacitors can retain voltage even after power is removed and may shock the technician. High-voltage components or sealed units should never be opened by anyone not specifically trained to handle them. Power cords should be clearly labeled, and daisy-chaining multiple power strips should be avoided due to the fire risk it poses. Cable management is a safety practice as well as an organizational one. A practical example highlights the risks of ignoring ESD precautions. A technician removes a RAM module from a system without grounding first, and inadvertently shocks it with static electricity. The module becomes unstable and fails memory tests, requiring replacement. The incident leads to a review of ESD handling policies, and the technician undergoes retraining. This scenario shows how even a small oversight can lead to equipment failure and additional cost, reinforcing the value of safety awareness. Handling sharp or small components safely is another area covered in the exam. Instead of using fingers, technicians should use appropriate tools such as tweezers, screwdrivers, or plastic spudgers for connectors and fasteners. This prevents injury and protects the components from oil and static. Magnets and metallic objects should be kept away from hard drives or magnetic storage devices, as interference may lead to data loss. Loose screws and tools should be stored in labeled containers or magnetic trays to prevent them from getting lost or damaging nearby systems. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other prepcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Chemical safety is another important area for IT professionals, especially when using cleaning materials like alcohol-based sprays, solvents, or specialized electronic cleaners. These substances must always be used in well-ventilated areas to avoid inhaling harmful fumes. Each product's Material Safety Datasheet, or MSDS, should be reviewed before use to understand proper handling, risks, and first aid measures. Chemicals must be clearly labeled and stored properly in designated cabinets or containers to avoid spills, contamination, or accidental misuse. Eye and skin protection should be used in situations where technicians are at risk of exposure to debris, chemicals, or energized equipment. Safety glasses are recommended when working underneath desks, near moving parts, or around devices with fans or open cases. Gloves should be worn when handling toner cartridges, batteries, or potentially corrosive cleaning agents. Additionally, technicians should remove metal jewelry such as rings or bracelets that could conduct electricity or get caught in equipment. This protective equipment helps prevent injuries that can occur during everyday tasks. Compressed air is commonly used for cleaning keyboards, internal fans, and other components, but it must be handled with care. The air should never be sprayed at the skin or eyes, as the high pressure can cause injury. Always use short bursts and hold the can upright to avoid releasing freezing propellant. Spinning internal fans excessively using compressed air can cause mechanical stress or even generate voltage, potentially damaging the connected circuit. Proper technique ensures that this tool is effective and safe to use. Battery handling and disposal present another set of safety considerations. Batteries should never be punctured, crushed, or exposed to heat, as they can leak or explode. Terminals must be protected from accidental contact to prevent short circuits, especially in lithium-based batteries. Used batteries should be stored in a cool, dry location until disposal, and many types require taping over the contacts before being recycled. Disposal should always follow local environmental regulations and manufacturer recommendations to prevent contamination or fire risk. Consider a safety scenario where an equipment rack tips over during relocation. This might happen because it was not properly secured or moved by an untrained technician. The result can include personal injury, damage to expensive systems, and significant downtime. After the incident, the organization should reinforce safety training and update guidelines for handling heavy or top-heavy racks. Preventative measures such as bolting racks to the floor or using stabilizing feet are key to avoiding these types of accidents. In sensitive environments, ESD-safe clothing and footwear provide an additional layer of protection. Anti-static smocks, wrist straps, heel straps, and footwear with conductive soles help technicians maintain constant grounding. These garments reduce charge buildup as the technician moves, preventing unexpected static discharge near sensitive electronics. Wearing the correct attire is a routine part of working in ESD-protected areas and reflects a technician's professionalism and preparedness in maintaining safety standards. Accidents, regardless of severity, must be reported immediately to a supervisor or designated safety officer. The technician should document what happened, including the time, place, cause, and any injuries or damages. These reports are reviewed to identify root causes and implement improvements. Documentation also supports compliance with workplace safety regulations and protects both the technician and the organization in cases of insurance or legal inquiries. Reporting culture encourages transparency and continuous improvement. Ergonomics refers to the design and arrangement of the workplace to fit the technician's physical needs. Adjustable chairs, correctly placed monitors, and padded wrist supports all contribute to comfort and long-term health. Ergonomic practices reduce the risk of repetitive strain injuries, neck pain, and fatigue, especially in roles that require extended computer use or fine motor work. Help desk technicians, field techs, and system administrators all benefit from ergonomic awareness, making it a commonly tested topic in the A+ certification. Safety signage and labeling provide essential information in environments where multiple people are working near technical equipment. Labels should clearly indicate whether devices are energized, contain hazardous materials, or require caution during servicing. Emergency exits, fire extinguishers, and first aid kits should be visibly marked using standardized signage. These visual cues enable quick responses during emergencies and reinforce general awareness. Following consistent labeling practices is a key part of IT workplace safety. To summarize, safety procedures in the IT environment include preventing electrostatic discharge, handling equipment with care, using proper protective gear, and being prepared for fire or chemical hazards. Technicians must also follow ergonomic guidelines, report accidents, and use correct lifting and labeling techniques. These practices ensure the well-being of personnel and the protection of hardware. They are essential not only for passing the certification exam, but also for maintaining a safe and efficient work environment every day. Thank you for listening. Please visit baremetalcyber.com for more cybersecurity information, podcasts, books, and more.